Yo, mutants, I am back with some new reviews, and this week I picked up, let's see, Champions number 7, XMen Gold number 1, and all new Wolverine number 19. And I'm going to review Wolverine separately. So today I'm going to be reviewing, let's see, these two guys. Let's start with the Champions first. And let's see. We left off, this is by Mark Waid and Roberto Manos, and we left off with these real evil bastards, let's see, called the Freelancers, and what they do is they essentially, they're contractor superheroes that generally work for rich people and beat the crap and destroy property of poor people that are kind of bothering the rich corporations that are, you know, getting in their way. Like, for instance, you know, we see a scene here where these people have been kind of like they've gone broke and poor through their loans on the bank, and they're getting evicted. So the corporation just sends them in to blow up their houses and get rid of them. And of course, last we left them, they framed the Champions for beating up 2 homeless people because of reasons. Obviously, they're trying to build a name and try to inspire people, you know, the opposite of what they're doing. It's hilarious how people will just think they did that. There's like no reason why they would do that. It's the opposite. As usual, the general public in the Marvel Universe will turn their loyalty on their heroes on a dime. And, you know, in the social media climate that we live in now, that works pretty fast. And you know what? That's kind of accurate. I guess, you know, all those old Spider-Man comics and Marvel comics, you know, with the Avengers and X-Men, yeah, I guess they pretty much had their... I guess they pretty much like nail it right on the head as far as how people treat their heroes. You know, they're being interviewed by the police. The Vision, unfortunately, comes and backs them up, going, "Hey, I came and picked them up at the same time on the other side of the country. There's no way they could have possibly have done this." Of course, like Viv is like Tina Belcher honest, where she goes, "Well, the banks could have been changed." Shut up! Shut up! We didn't do it! You don't have to say that! They're leaving the police department, and people are already making memes about them. And, let's see, their first step is like, hey, let's go find who did this and kick the crap out of them. And, of course, they do just that. They beat the shit out of them, which is pretty therapeutic, I think. One thing I have to say... Mark Waid writes a pretty good Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. There are 2 main writers for Miss Marvel. Her creator, G. Willow Wilson, and Mark Waid, who's done a lot of work with her in Avengers and Champions. What's interesting is the big difference between the 2 takes on the character is Mark Waid does write a more angry Miss Marvel. I think in her regular title, she does everything to keep all of the pressure at bay and try and keep a balance. And in Mark Waid's Avengers and Champions books, she kind of just cuts loose and just, you know, blows off steam. She does here very much so, which is kind of awesome to watch. And unfortunately, she kind of overplays her hand by telling them, telling the I forgot which character's name this was, but pretty much telling the Freelancers, like, you know, her biggest fear. Her biggest fear is like losing the name of the Champions, you know, in the general public, because that's what they're trying to build and create. So they beat them. They catch them red-handed while, you know, destroying this other property. So they decide to cut their losses and admit publicly that they're the ones who beat up the homeless guys, and that the Champions were innocent. So the day is saved until they reveal that they bought their logo and are going to put it on everything, like banks and condos and anything they feel like they can, to sully their name even further. Now, this will probably hurt them in the public somewhat, but here's the thing. There will be a portion of the public who will understand, and this will be public information that they bought this logo, and they didn't, like, purposely sell it to them. However, there will be a portion of the general public in the Marvel Universe who will totally think they're sellouts because, let's face it, some people are just too lazy and too stupid to look basic information up. And let me give you a little bit of advice. Being cynical 100% of the time doesn't make you smarter. It just makes you a different type of dumbass. This is awesome. The art is fantastic. Mark Waid really is able to tie these young teen heroes in with what's going on with social media and how it's progressing, as well as, you know, the current issues going on with social justice, and how that kind of works classically with Marvel. It actually amazingly ties in very well with the kind of like the way classic Marvel titles are written. This stays right in tune with that. Great book. This is the book that people are telling you is really good. They're right. 5 RAM chips. Enjoyed it a lot. Now, let's go to these guys. Hey, remember the X-Men? Yeah, I do. I think they were a thing at some point. Alright, Marvel has just recently realized, like, hey, we have some X-Men books, and I think they have some fans. Let's do a relaunch. And they're currently doing a big relaunch, the Resurrection kind of thing. And this is basically back to basics. Matter of fact, this is what it's called. This is X-Men Gold #1, and it is by Mark Guggenheim and Adrian Seif. By the way, I haven't seen Adrian's artwork before. It's really nice. It's a nice, good, classic kind of X-Men detailed kind of look, without going too far with the shoulder pads and disproportionate bodies. So it's a nice, good balance. Last we left our X-Men in X-Men Prime. Kitty Pryde is back from space, and she has taken over the X-Men, and she now has the school back on Earth after Storm had a fight war with the Inhumans. Storm has stepped down because she feels a little bit kind of like she dropped the ball on that whole war thing. So she stepped down, and Kitty, I think, is the most appropriate heir apparent to take over the X-Men, and she definitely proves it in this issue. Unfortunately, they teleported back into the middle of Central Park, so now they have to pay the city for that, which is kind of awesome. I'll get to that in just a second. But it opens up with this really cool fight between them and Terrax. Terrax is a big favorite villain of mine. He is on Earth for something. Anyway, they beat him pretty soundly, and unfortunately he tears down a building in the battle, and Kitty's able to save it by turning the entire skyscraper and everything in it transparent, so it just safely drops to the ground with Colossus kind of like edging it slightly. So they save tons of thousands of people. But you know, the general public is, you know, kind of still iffy on the whole mutant thing. One of the things I like so much is we open up with the Facts channel. We have this correspondent talking, and it plainly states the problem people have with mutants. And that's one thing I keep listening to fans ask over and over again, like, well, why do the people in the Marvel Universe hate mutants so much when they're superheroes and Inhumans and magic people? Why do they hate them? It's called racism, dumbasses. It exists. It's a thing. And she explains it pretty well in these few panels, why there are some people who just hate mutants no matter what. Because superheroes and Inhumans, excuse me, superheroes and Inhumans are regular people, normal people who had things happen to them and are changed because of it. Mutants were born that way. Therefore, we need to get rid of these guys, you know. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how racism works, and that's how it would work in this universe. I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand. And it's a nice kind of mission statement, I think, right here, showing what exactly the X-Men are going through. And they just really had, like I'm talking about with the public eye in the Champions, that's what the X-Men have been going through for years. And their war with the Inhumans did not help. So the Kitty is doing her best to, win back the public trust, or like they had before. I did mention that they have to deal with the city of the New York, the city's government, because they just plop their base down in the middle of Central Park. That costs a little bit of money. Essentially, the rent is $18 million for the next 6 months. Which does not please Kitty. I mean, they have money, but that's a lot. I also like a whole bunch of stuff. We're seeing the team dynamic get together. I love the fact that there's sort of Grant Morrison Justice Leaguing this, where like we take the characters most everybody like associates with the X-Men and put them on the main team. Good idea. And it ends classically with a fight with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, who are actually calling themselves evil. So we'll get to see why they're doing that. Maybe they're thinking it's ironic or something like that. The kids today with their irony. This, fantastic. I love them both. 5 RAM chips, go get them. I highly recommend them. Don't really have any big issues with either one of these. I think they're both really well done. So I'm on board. I've been buying Champions since it started, and I'm really loving that book. And I'm going to keep on with X-Men Gold, at least. I really like this one. It's kind of nice to be buying X-Men again. What did you read this week? Let me know below in the comments. And if you're not already subscribed to me, like me, subscribe me. And I sell books and comics too, so check out the links below if you want. Don't forget to, I don't know, click on subscribe or something. Yeah? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I always believe in ending big, and that's how we end. Alright, push the button, Lindsay.
I can't update nobody like me.